Hey guys, Courtney here with Courtney's Customs, and today I'm going to teach y'all how to make a pencil themed tumbler. I'm not going to do like the traditional yellow pencil. I'm going to jazz it up a little bit, but it will be about the same method. I'm using a 20-ounce skinny straight from Stainless Depot. I'm going to start by sanding and prepping the tumbler, so let's get started. So now, before I do any paint or glitter or anything like that, I'm going to tape off certain areas of the tumbler. So like up here is where the silver part of the pencil is going to be. So I am just going to tape that off, and I'm just going to make it the width of this tape, just about. So this is going to be the eraser, so it's going to be pink, and then a smaller strip down below it is going to be like that silver metal part of the pencil. So I'm going to go ahead and get that taped off. And I'm going to overlap my tape here because I'm not taping it off to paint it. I'm taping it off just to get like measurements pretty much. So this is going to be the pink and the silver part of the pencil. This part down here is going to be the more colorful part of the pencil, so like what would be the wood part. And now I'm going to tape off the lead of the pencil, which is going to be, I'm going to do completely the bottom and then just a bit. So the remaining space is going to be used for the colorful part, and then you want to do like the jagged edges of where the pencil is sharpened. Alright y'all, so my next step is to apply this vinyl, and I learned this trick from Jessica Flynn with Flynn Sisters Boutique. She did a tumbler tutorial, oh gosh, it's been a while ago, several months, but she just cut out some triangles and a rectangle in her Cricut design space. And that's how she used like a little template to apply the like jagged edges of. So what I did in Silhouette Design Space was pretty much the same thing. So I am going to lay down my transfer tape. And after measuring around the tumbler, and this part is very optional, I wanted it to only be about 1.25 inches tall after I did the measuring. So this is 1.25 inches tall. And then the width of the tumbler was about 9.3 inches wide. So what I'm going to do is apply this upside down, about right here. I'm anchoring that down so I can apply it easier. And I'm going to go through almost like a full vinyl wrap. This is how I'm applying this. Remove the backing, slide this on, and it did not come out completely straight, which I didn't think it would because of my vinyl wrapping skills, but it is okay. Now I'm just removing the transfer tape, and now I have a nice little template. So now I have a nice little template for the jagged edges of the sharpened pencil. This is where the eraser is going to be. About right here is where the silver part of the pencil is going to be, the lead, and the pretty colorful part. So I'm going to start with this part right here so I can remove that vinyl and be done with it. So I am using Desert Glow from the Glitter Grind. And by the way, the Glitter Grind does have a pencil glitter bundle. I might be using it. I don't think I'm using the exact ones, but I would have to go back and look for sure. But they do have a pencil glitter bundle. So I'm using Terracotta from Pop of Color Paints as my glitter adhesive, and this brush is also from Pop of Color Paints. And I am just adding the paint to everything that's stainless steel in that template that we made. And while the paint is still wet, I'm immediately going to go in with that Desert Glow glitter and cover the area that needs to be covered. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's everything. Now I'm going to remove the tape and the vinyl so we can move on to the next part. And that looks okay, but I want it to come down just a little bit. So I'm going to take some painter's tape and give myself just a little gap right there. I'm going to go back in with the terracotta and the same gold glitter and just fill that in. So now I'm going to take some black Apple Barrel acrylic paint and just squirt some on a paper towel. Use the same brush and paint the rest of this black because this is going to be the lead part of the pencil. Now I'm going to come in with Carbon from the glitter grind. This is my absolute favorite black glitter. It's the only black glitter that I have found to still have a sparkle under epoxy. So now we have the lead and the jagged edge of a sharpened pencil. Alright, so now I'm going to leave this part for last. I'm going to come up here and do the pencil. So you can see, I don't really know if you can see it on camera very well, but where I overlapped the tape, you can see a line. I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and cut along that line. Now this is where the eraser is going to be. Now I'm going to come in with Hot Pink from Pop of Color Paints and paint this whole section up here. Now I'm going to go in with Goddess from the glitter grind and cover that whole section. And then immediately remove the tape as soon as I can find the line where it starts. So there's the eraser. Okay, so now that is done. I haven't sprayed it yet. I have spray sealed this down here. I don't know if I remembered to tell you guys that or not. I'm sorry. There's a lot of steps to these tumblers and sometimes I don't think. So now I'm just going to tape off a small part to do the silver. I don't want it to be as big as the eraser, but I want it to be big enough to where it's noticeable. So it's about, I don't know, maybe like an inch. Alright guys, I had to turn my air conditioner on. It is roasting in here. I'm so sorry. But now I'm just going to go in with some Mod Podge and fill this part in. And since we sanded it really good, I'm not worried about not having a base coat right there because this part's going to be silver and I don't have like a good silver paint that I can use for this part, so I figured this would be just fine. Now this is Salty from the glitter grind. I was looking, this is a really pretty silver, but I was looking for Interstellar and I know I have it, but I can't find it. So this was the next best one. I think it's really pretty. Immediately removing the tape, and there is the silver part. So now I'm going to let this dry for a few minutes and then spray seal this top section, and then we can deal with this part. So now I'm going to come in with Real Yellow Apple Barrel acrylic paint And that is going to be the base for this part. I said I wasn't going to do yellow, but I have an idea. So I'm going to go ahead and make it yellow. And I might have to do a couple coats of glitter because this paint is not the greatest. Now I'm going to go in with Sun Glow from the glitter grind and cover everything I just did. And I'm definitely going to need 2 coats of glitter. So now I'm just going to let this dry and then spray seal it and come back in with another coat of paint and glitter. Okay, so now everything looks a lot better. I'm going to seal this and then pop it on my turner back here from Bama Cups, add 2 coats of epoxy, and then come back to show y'all the next step. Alright, so after a couple coats of epoxy, it looks really good. It looks like your standard, pencil. But what we are going to do now to like jazz it up a little bit is to add this clear, transparent, holographic leopard cheetah print vinyl. So this is on my website. As of right now, the day I'm filming this, I am sold out, but I do have a restock coming very soon. When I did my vinyl mystery boxes, you guys completely just like wiped my website clean, which was amazing. So I do have restocks coming. So what I'm going to do is cut this down to roughly the size that it needs to be. Okay, so roughly this is about the size it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and treat this as a full wrap. So I'm going to peel back an inch or 2 of the backing, and I do have a video on this that I will link up top. And I know I'm going to have to trim some, which is totally fine. But I'm going to lay it down about where I need it to be. And start working that all the way around. Now I will be trimming a lot of this off because I only want it to cover the yellow, but it's okay. I didn't go with like a pre-made template or anything because I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do. I thought I knew what I was going to do, but I was wrong. So now I'm going to come in with my X-Acto knife, which you can find at the glitter grind. And at this point, I am just going to be trimming all along the lines because I only want this to cover the yellow. So I'm just going to start trimming. Okay, so now I took some of this mirrored chrome vinyl, which was also on my website, but again, y'all wiped me clean. I cut it with my Cameo into strips of 0.1 inches wide and 11 inches tall. Gonna be too long, but it can be trimmed. So you guys know, if you've been here a while, I like to make things nice and crisp looking by adding vinyl stripes. So I am going to add these stripes along the silver or the metal part of the pencil here. So that looks better there. And I also want to outline the points of the pencil down here and add pin stripes coming from this silver vinyl stripe here down to the top point. Alright, this looks so cute! Now I'm just going to add 2 coats of epoxy and I will come back to show you the finished result. This is the end result and I think it is so pretty. It still looks like the pencil because I kept it yellow, but just adding a little bit of flair to it. I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with this vinyl. Like I said, as of right now when I'm filming this video, I am out of stock. I have a restock coming. I've been keeping myself updated with the tracking and it should be here next week. So if you go to my website, you can absolutely sign up for text message and email alerts so you can be the first to know when I'm having a vinyl restock. But look at this! I love it so much! Before I go, like always, I do have y'all's cup of positivity for the day, and today's quote is, "The positive thinker sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible." That was said by Winston Churchill. That is all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, like always, please feel free to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Be kind, love one another, and I'll see you in the next one.